coaches say that that's the hardest one. How do you make the next step?
You know what? I think we just have to. It actually just takes time. I think you look at the second half of the season. We definitely were competing in every game. I just think it's that just that extra, that little bit, just giving a little bit more to your teammates, giving a little bit more. All right, Bill. I'll see you. Giving a little bit more to each other. But I think it's there. I think we want to do it. I think we just need a little more time to gel, to really buy into what JB wanted and to each other.
Do you feel like the pieces are in place? I mean, you see flashes from this team.
You definitely see flashes. You know, I think for me, that's not my job to determine, you know, what's there, what's not. For me, I just, you know, I got to come out and do a little better. You know, this year was just a lot of changes, starting, not starting, playing, not playing. You know, just what was expected of me. And so for me, I just, I look at everybody on the team, and I really respect everyone. You know, with all these changes, everyone was ready. I think you saw that, like, even last night. You know, Drew hadn't been playing a lot, came in and did great. Mo Harkless gave us some good minutes. You know, Aaron Gordon, who missed 31 games, really came and played great. So everyone's ready to play. So direction of the team, I trust Rob, and you know, that manager that we're going to go in the right direction. And so, you know, I think we all need to, you know, look at ourselves this summer and see how I can get better, not only for myself but for the team.
How tough of a season was this for you with what you just mentioned?
Oh, yeah, it was tough. It was tough. You know, I think, you know, I came in here, you know, I had expectations of what, you know, I wanted to accomplish, you know, and I think regardless of my stats, because at the end of the day, I try to be about winning, and I feel like that's the biggest thing, man. It's not my individual stats, is that, you know, we didn't win. We didn't give ourselves a chance to win enough games, and I think, you know, for me, I'm just going to go back to a drawing board, and I think it's humbling. But, you know, these things happen. I think, you know, I'm just going to work hard this summer and be ready to go next year.
How concerned are you? Do you concern yourself with this coaching search that may go on? Or?
No. Like I said, I trust them. You know, I wouldn't have came here if I didn't trust them in the direction that they want to take this team. You know, sometimes things don't work out, and sometimes changes need to happen, and so, you know, it's just part of life. You know, nothing's ever going to be. I mean, there's only one, you know, San Antonio, and there was only one Jerry Sloan, who had been there for a long time. So, you know, for me, you know, I know where they. Hopefully, I assume I know where they want to go, and you know, I'm excited.
It seemed like 60-70% of the games, this team was right there in the
right there. Yeah,
couldn't get over the hump. How does the team learn how to get over the hump in tight games?
You know what? I think we just have to buckle down. I think we have to not only defensively be on the same page. I think offensively we have to be in a nice rhythm, and we have to know who's hot, who's not, and what plays are going to work for us. And that just takes time, and that just takes understanding of each other, and understanding of each other's roles, and what's going to get us over the top.
Any of the young guys really impressed you down the stretch, especially?
I mean, all of them did, man. Every day in practice, you know, I was impressed, because I think, you know, we just, like I think our biggest issue again was just figuring out identity. You know, some games we could score 120, and other games we didn't score 90. So, you know, certain games we were playing fast. Guys like Devin Marble and, you know, myself and Booch and VO, those guys are looking great. And when we're playing slow, guys like, you know, Dwayne and Andrew and, well, Booch, I guess, and VO and Tobias, those guys are flourishing. So there's a medium of like where we want to go as a team, and finding that line of like, okay, we're going to play fast, but at the same time, you know, we're going to be better defensively, and we're going to be on the same page.
You're locked up long term. Booch is locked up long term. Do you guys have to be able to play together? You know what I mean? The two of you.
Yes and no. I think at times, you know, I think you know, they're experimenting with a lot of things. Me coming off the bench, me starting, and so whatever's best for the team. And I think, you know, we have to just build that chemistry. It's not just going to come. And so I think for both of us, we're going to make sure that we work on some things this summer and see what happens next year.
Channing, obviously you guys don't call the shots from upstairs.
Right.
Are you guys braced for the fact that there could be a new coach, and probably will be?
You know what? I think right now, you know, JB's done a great job, and so until that happens, you know, I think JB is. You got to give him a lot of credit, man. I think he did a pretty dang good job in those 30 games of establishing what he wanted. He's going to be a great coach in this league. He has a lot of great ideas, and he has a lot of, he knows how to execute them, and I think he's really done a stand-up job of just communicating with us what's expected of us every night and trying to hold us to that.
How much you've been around a long time? I don't even know if you've been on teams where coaches were fired, but for the young guys, how big of a jolt was that Jock's there for?
I think they just didn't know any different. You know, for me, this is the first time a coach has been fired midway, so it was just an adjustment period. But I think JB is a different type of coach. But he's again, we couldn't change our whole philosophy. It was just more of tightening things up and making sure that we were held accountable for what he wanted us to do every single night.
Can Victor and Alfred be a backcourt of the future? I mean, obviously that's the way it's set
Yeah,
up.
definitely. I don't know if you were watching when I was watching,
Yeah.
but I mean, I definitely think so. And I think, whatever happens with the team or the coaching staff, whatever changes they make, I know that those two guys are going to be successful for a long time in this league. They really work well off each other. I think they're going to work even more once the chemistry is there. Once the chemistry grows and really matures.
You had a different situation in Phoenix, obviously,
Right.
with the point guards,
Right.
and Dragic. Do you think that with Oladipo and Alfred this summer coming back, you think that could change things for how you're set up and how the offense is?
I think so. I think you're starting to see where the league is leaning towards a two-guard setup, and I think they can both play the point. I think Alfred is more of the natural point, more like how Eric was, at times. And I think, they switch it off depending on the situation, depending on what's going to work for our team. But if you're kind of asking, are these two guys a cornerstone of the team, I would say heck yes, It's rare to get a guy like Alfred Payton. He's impressed me all year, just how gritty and tough he is. And Vio's definitely impressed me by just his maturity. And then, I keep forgetting it's only his second year, and I think he's, this has been the most consistent year I think he's had of starting all the games. He started all the games, right? If I say that. Yeah.
No, I don't think
Just
so.
with the knee
Missed
in
a
the
couple.
face.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about that. Ooh.
Long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago. So, they're impressive, man. And so I want to go this summer and step up my game so that we can all work together and make some things happen next year.
When you were younger, what year in your formative stages of your NBA career, what summer did you make the biggest improvements, and why did you make those improvements?
My fourth and fifth year, I think, the first 2 years in New York, I got injured at the end of the year. Didn't really know what was going to happen next year. We ended up getting a new coach. So I had Larry Brown the first year, Isaiah Thomas the next year. Just a difference in philosophy. Ended up getting traded the next summer to Portland. Didn't really know how to win. Didn't really know how hard it takes to really work in this league. Went there, got caught behind the roster, behind guys like Joe Prisbilla, LaMarcus Aldridge, Travis Outlaw and stuff. And then that happened for 2 years. And then when I decided to go to Phoenix, I really said, you know what, I'm not going to work on necessarily what this team wants me to be. I'm going to work on myself and what I feel like I could do every single night. So I really started working on three ball, really started working on, you guys kind of saw it, but, one drill pull-ups and stuff like that, be a little more comfortable on the post, more of a face-to-basket kind of guy, and that's where I flourished, and that's why I became who I am. So a lot of these guys just need to take a summer and work on what they need to do on a daily basis. What can they bring to the game, and it may be different than what it is now. Like Drew, you might be like, hey, I'm just going to post up all the time. That's just going to be who I am, and shoot it maybe once or twice. And so it's just one of those things that you just got to decide who you want to be in this league and what you could do on a daily basis.
How tough was it for you in the last couple of weeks to have all those DNP-CDs? And did
You know what?
learn
I
out
think
something about yourself?
no. I think Coach, we had a great talk and we communicated, and I just felt like he just felt like hey, this is these guys have been working their butt off. Want to give them an opportunity to go out and play, and nothing's personal, man. I've got DMPs before. I've had the whole I started, I've not started. I did that all in 1 year. So for me, I always want to go out there and play, but at the same time, understand the situation that we're in. And like I said, I love these guys on the team, and so I'm never gonna discourage them. I'm always gonna encourage them. I'm gonna be encouraging towards them, and want to see them do the best they can. And I feel like they took advantage of those minutes.
But this team has to get to the point where this doesn't happen. Where you're not playing.
Right. You know what? Things happen in a season, up and downs, and so you know, like I said, I don't take anything personal. I'm a pro. I come out here and get my work done. I'll be ready whenever you call my name, and you know, coach has to do what's best for the team, man. And I think, like I said, we had to communicate. We communicated about it, and you know, I understood where he's coming from. And like I said, man, I still, you know, vouch for JB, and I think he's done a bang-up job. He's gonna be a great coach in this league.
How important is it for next year, whoever the coach is next year, whether it's JB or somebody else, to come in and instill an identity, whether it's you guys playing fast or playing slow, like you said?
Right. I think not just fast or slow. I think it's just a pace of the game. I think every team has a pace. You know, they have a heartbeat, and I think this year we kind of sputtered sometimes. You know, I think you know, whoever comes in, I think that's the first thing they need to do is establish, hey, this is how we're going to play. This is what I'm going to expect out of you every game. And I'm going to hold you accountable to my standards, you know, whether that's in a weight room, whether that's, you know, conditioning, whether that's, you know, your professionalism. I think if we could do that, then we'll be all good.
How does, you know, winning a lot of games has a certain inertia to it.
Right.
Losing a lot of games, certain inertia. How does a team that has had 25 to 21 seasons, 3 years in a row, young guy, overcome that? Is it more than just improving individually as a, you know?
Yeah, I think, again, it comes from establishing your identity is at the beginning, and I think you're going to see guys flourish in that. And I think we've, you know, each year we've kind of had different, well, the only year I've been here, we kind of had two different tales of a season, you know. So just give us some time, man. I'm pretty sure that you're going to be very impressed with what happens next year. I think guys are starting to see that we can be really good and what they need to do to make us better as a Orlando Magic team. And you know, I'm excited. I think guys are really starting to mature now. Guys are not, well, other than AG, not 19 or 20 anymore. They're more like 22, 23. So you know, you're really starting to figure out who they can be and what's expected of them every night.
Is that part of it, young guys realizing that they can be established in the NBA?
Right. I think so, and I think you're starting to see like, hey, sometimes like, you know, being a role player is not the worst thing in the world. You know, I think 90% of the NBA is role players. So, you know, just embracing your role, understanding what's going to be best for the team and what's going to be best for you for your career, I think is pretty huge for us.
What does it say about your game that you still shot 39.5%?
I mean, I can shoot the
from
ball
three.
now. I'm not worried. Yeah, I can shoot the ball now. I'm not worried about that. You know, I just think for me, you know, there was. I think offensively, I think it was a little difficult for me at times. Just I did a lot of standing, you know, and that's just not. It seems like I do a lot of standing in Phoenix, but I really don't stand that much. And so when I came here, I think it was an adjustment period, and me getting hurt kind of took away my mobility. I kind of lost my confidence defensively for a little bit there, and then I just felt like I couldn't move for a bit. But that's just me, and I think that's just things that happen. You know, I've never had to play with a knee brace before, they're just things I'm going to work on during the summer, man. I'm going to come back and be ready to go. But shooting, I'm not really worried about that. I can do that right now with some sandals. But I think the other parts of my game, you know, being more comfortable posting up, being more aggressive about it, you know, one dribble pull up, you know, and making sure that I keep my turnovers down. But most of them are offensive fouls anyway, so.
With him being your cousin Tobias, have you
Right.
given him any advice and this
Rest
process
up,
that's about
take
to
some
happen?
rest, go eat some Krispy Kremes, relax. You know, he's doing a bang-up job this year, man. I think he's a consummate pro. I think no matter what happens, he's going to be successful. I still think nobody's seen even close to the tip of the iceberg of what he can do and what his talent is. And I think, you know, hopefully he comes back, which again, it's about his life and his business. And, you know, I think we could be pretty dang good with him here.